Coming up on this episode of the Hitstreak.
I want Unblurred and POTSies to be a staple in honesty and truth, with whatever we put out there, whether it's a marketing campaign, whether it's another supplement, whether it's POTSies in general.
Mm-hmm.
I want it to be known as a good product with people behind it that care.
A smile can do more than brighten a face. It can rebuild a life. Smiles for Recovery is a nonprofit restoring confidence and dignity for individuals recovering from substance use by providing free, compassionate dental care. Addiction often causes serious dental damage, leading to pain, isolation, and lost opportunities. Smiles for Recovery changes that. Through a growing network of volunteer dental professionals, they offer cleanings, extractions, and full restorations, empowering people to re-enter the workforce, reconnect with loved ones, and literally rebuild their lives. Every single smile tells a story of healing, strength, and second chances. You can be a part of that story. Whether you're a dentist, a donor, or someone who believes in second chances, your support changes lives. Visit smilesforrecovery.org to learn more and get involved. Together, we're restoring smiles and renewing lives. Whoa. Check this out. Some of the world's biggest success stories started with nothing. Just grit, hustle, and a story worth hearing. So if you've clawed your way up, if you've built something out of nothing, if you've got a story that people need to hear, folks, this is your shot. The Hitstreak isn't just a podcast. It's a platform not just for top performers, it's also a platform that takes real stories from underdogs, builders, and dreamers, and it puts them on the map. Your story, your brand, your breakthrough. Apply now to be a guest. We'll put you in front of millions of viewers worldwide. You'll get pro-level content, high-level exposure, and a seat at the table with people who've been there and made it out. I'm not only looking for polished top performers. I'm looking for real stories from real people. If you've been through the fire and came out stronger, you belong on this show. Apply now. This is your moment. Email management@nickhyder.com or comment or DM the word Hitstreak to apply. The Hitstreak is where rags to riches stories have been told, and the next one could be yours. Blessings, folks. Welcome back to another episode of the Hitstreak. I'm your man, Nick Hyder. And folks, I got an extra special treat joining me again for her second time back on the Hitstreak in the Hit Lab today, folks. Check it out. She's the founder and CEO of Unblurred Media and the founder of POTSies. Welcome back, my girl, Kristen Kukta. KK, how we doing?
Hi, darling. How are you? I actually was just thinking about this. Can you believe that I actually met your wife first? What was that salon? William Edge. Mm-hmm. I'll never forget this. And she was the GM there 15 years ago.
It's a long time.
Isn't it crazy how we're all still standing, as Elton said.
I know.
I'm still standing.
That's right. It is crazy to think how it seems like yesterday, you know, like.
Do you not think that like COVID kind of made us all like that? Like I joke with stuff and I'll be like, oh, that was like 3 years ago. And my girlfriend's Courtney will be like, KK, that was 6 years ago.
It is.
I feel like it messed us all up a little bit.
It did. Like, you know, for us, like kids do the same thing because like they have such a repetitive life. There's so many things that like just have to happen every single day that like the days blur together. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So like I think that's why holidays exist.
But can we also talk about this weekend's Labor Day? Like where did 2025 go? I'm still
figuring it out. I'm still rounding it up. I'm still
like, is this what happens over 40?
Yeah, it is. They say time speeds up, so we're gonna try and figure out a way to slow that machine down in the 50s. I think.
That's also when we just don't care at all.
I'm
like,
almost
I joke
there.
I'm gonna be senile by 50, like senile and like the crazy KK that just leave her alone.
Mm-hmm. So. The reason you're back today, we're catching up on some stuff. We're actually talking about a brand new project of yours. I mentioned the founder of POTSies, and we're gonna get there. But like, dude, like you know what you're known for. I call you the queen of PR in Nashville.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? So, but here's the thing, with the boom of social media over the last 10 to 15 years, literally like there's traditional media and new media now. There's all these different types of media.
Yep.
I kind of wanted to just kind of get into it and help some folks get some clarity on what PR actually is in today's world, in today's media, who needs it, when you need it, why you need it. Like those are really like basic surface level things that a lot of people just don't know the answer to.
Well, that, and we also have to set their expectations. If you're launching a business or a company, $500 is not going to cut it.
For anything.
No. I get all these people that like come to our website and request information, and then I get on phone calls with them and they're like, I'm drop shipping from China on this website. I've got $500 a month and I'm competing with Amazon. And I'm like, I call it the Jason Bateman blink when you go.
Yeah.
And you just don't say anything. I think the biggest misconception with marketing and PR is how separate. Obviously, PR is public relations. The biggest thing is it's changing in the industry. It's no longer where you can just put out a press release with something interesting.
Yeah.
And someone wants to write about it. Now it's like, well, is it going to get clicks? Is it controversial? It's sad that we're moving in that way.
Yeah.
So I'm still trying to stand strong on that. But, we're a full service marketing company too. I started my career in media buying back in 2006.
Yeah.
Yeah, I graduated.
What does that mean? What is media
TV,
buying mean?
radio,
there you go.
Billboards, right? And everyone always jokes TV's dead. It's not. If you know your demographic, it's not. Like
Yeah, who says
that? Well, they also say radio is dead, but our demographic is still listening to typical radio.
Radio advertising still works.
100%.
Yeah.
And even billboards. Now, billboards are a little bit more expensive in Nashville now because here we are, Nashville, everything's more expensive. But I think
especially when they're sitting still in their car for an hour looking at it. It's like they're driving by.
I had to go to Kingston Springs, right?
Yeah.
Early this morning. And I was like, I am so glad I'm not going the other way.
Yeah.
It's like everyone just flocks to the middle of Nashville. But I think the thing with marketing and PR is more about telling a story of a brand, telling a story of the person that developed it. And I also joke, we've talked about this, I hate being on the camera because I've spent my entire career on the backside. And so with the launch of POTSies for POTS patients, it's a little weird.
Yeah.
Like before, I can talk about Unblurred all day.
Yeah.
But when I have to personally talk about a condition that I've had,
Yeah.
that to be honest, I've hid. Not hid, but because I was, you've known me for years. I have this outgoing personality. And then in 2016, I all of a sudden take out my trash, end up with a concussion, passed out in my hallway. And then I can't even stand up. And I'm like, what is going on with my body?
Yeah.
But then the problem is when that personality goes out and everyone sees it, they're like, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
That does not help my personality.
Sure. That's right.
I'm like, nothing, I'm going home. So I joke, I think I told you this. I ended up calling POTS fainting goat syndrome.
Yeah.
Because in 2016, when I was diagnosed, there was less than 200,000 cases. Now, it's estimated that there's over 3 to 6 million. Grab a drink real quick. Also with POTS, you get cotton mouth a lot.
Well, all right. So we can get right into that for sure. Talk to me a little bit about POTS syndrome. So
POTS syndrome is posterior orthostatic tachycardiac syndrome. Yes. If I had $1 for every time someone said, oh, does that deal with weed? I'd be a billionaire already and I wouldn't have had to do the supplement.
Oh, wait a minute. It doesn't? Well, then this episode's over right now.
Crap. Someone's like, you have a weed condition? And I'm like, really?
Sounds like a great Friday.
So basically with POTS, when a normal person stands up, their heart rate goes up, their blood pressure drops, their body goes, they're standing. They're fine. Ours don't communicate. Okay. So ours is an attack on the sympathetic nervous system. It's an autonomic condition. The funny thing is it affects the nervous system. It affects the heart system, but it's not considered a heart or a nervous system condition yet.
Interesting.
There's an argument on it, but medically it's still considered an autonomic condition that affects the heart and the nervous system.
Okay.
God have it, had to be the most unique one. And I joke, I was really lucky when I was first diagnosed because I was in Nashville, right? What's crazy is Nashville actually has the first ever autonomic clinic. I think it was 1978 they opened.
Okay.
But the funny thing is in 2020, I went to the emergency room and 2 people didn't know what POTS was. But I was also very lucky to be brought into that and as one of the first. And so Dr. Muldowney has been my God save since 2016.
Okay.
He's the director of the clinic. The thing is when I was diagnosed, it was less than 200,000 cases. Now it's close to 3 to 6 million. Craziest thing is, as much as we all look back on COVID and like, what the heck? How did we survive this? It's the best thing that's ever happened for POTS because we've gotten more research. We've gotten more money, and now people actually know what it is.
Okay.
Like, I think I told you I was at the hair salon the other day, and I listened to someone talk, and they're like, "Oh, my friend." I was like, "You have POTS?" And she's like, "No, my friend does." And I was like, before, no one knew what it was. But the thing is it attacks your entire autonomic system. So you're breathing, you're sleeping, you're eating, your digestion, you're standing, you're sitting, your blood pressure, your blood flow, your heart rate. So I have a resting heart rate of 109. I know most people that know me, they're like, "You're really KK?" That's not shocking. But I also joke, I've been a study at multiple hospitals because, like, so when I was first in there in 2016, I remember going, they're like, they kept just sending in all these people. Because, Vanderbilt's a teaching hospital. And I always want to be part of that because I want to give back to the medical community. But at one point, it got too much. Where, like, every time I go to a doctor's appointment, there'd be 17 different people that walk into the room in an hour. And I finally looked at everyone. I was like, "Okay, guys, we're gonna do this like a business. Y'all are going to share notes. I'm just going to do one person. I'm not doing this." And that was the crazy thing is they were shocked at how I was functioning. And I looked at one of them one day, and Dr. Muldowney, and this is when he jokes that he's like, "I liked you at that point." I said, "Instead of figuring out why I'm functioning, let's figure out why I'm not functioning and help other people." And I looked at all of them. I go, "Yes, that was a double negative. I know my English, but that's the truth, right?" I feel like so much in the medical world, people are shocked by people that are fine that shouldn't be. But instead, I feel like you should use that. And so that's kind of what I did, because when I was first diagnosed, I actually got depressed for the first time in my life. I went from being this outgoing person 24/7 to someone who couldn't get out of bed. And Nick, I didn't know what was going on with my body. I would stand up and I'd go right down. And so in true KK fashion, I named it fainting goat syndrome because that was a way to explain a condition that no one knew about.
Sure.
Instantly.
Yeah.
But I also joke.
That's the story behind the logo too, right?
Yes.
If you're watching with us.
It's our spokesperson, Ashley.
Yeah. And what's the mascot's name?
So her name
Her name
is Sylvia.
Sylvia.
Syl is my grandmother.
The falling goat with the badass sunglasses.
Yes.
Hi, folks. I'm your man, Nick Hyder, and I just want to say a quick thank you for all of you, the millions of you tuning into the Hitstreak. If you have not already, subscribe to the Hitstreak on all digital platforms. Share your favorite episodes with your friends, your team, literally whoever needs a lift. We've built a worldwide audience of millions, and we're just getting started. Every episode, we're breaking down the playbook of top performers so that you can get to that next level too. We're literally getting the information from the people that have it to the people that need it, by bringing on guests that everybody knows and some that not everybody knows yet. So again, thank you for being a part of this movement. Keep listening, keep sharing, and keep leveling up with the Hitstreak.
My grandmother was, God rest her soul, she died a few years ago. She was my heart. We'd have Sunday talks, and we'd gossip about everything. And she was a rock. I knew she didn't ever say anything. She was all that. So when I was first diagnosed, that's a problem. A lot of POTS patients, when they're diagnosed, they're told they have anxiety. They're told they have depression. They told this. I studied psychology. I remember when I first diagnosed, and they're like, "It's just anxiety." And
so
I was
it's
like,
the last diagnosis you get, really.
That's why it was so hard to diagnose. But now people are actually looking at the symptoms. Because here's the thing. It's not a typical heart condition. It's not a typical nervous system condition. It's not typical anything.
Yeah.
So they just think it's anxiety. And so for years, I was told it was anxiety. And I would take all the anxiety medicine. Didn't do anything. They just give you more. And I'll never forget, one day I was like, someone's like, "You're just so calm." I was like, "I'm not calm. I don't have feelings towards anything because this isn't working." And that's when I decided I'm going to change that. And so I went to over 12 holistic doctors, and I worked with my medical team. And that was the most amazing thing is, in a world where we judge, I hate the whole chiropractor medical where they're like, this person's this, or they're not that great, or they don't know what they're doing. For the first time with this condition is my medical team in the medical world agrees that there is a combination between, honestly, the medical prescription world, because you have a resting heart rate of 109, you got to slow that down.
Yeah.
Blood pressure drops, you got to boost it or bring it down, right? But they've also realized the combination with the holistic supplement world. So the average POTS patient needs 6,000 to 12,000 milligrams of sodium a day.
Okay.
You tell anyone that and they're like, "Oh, you're going to have a heart attack. You're high blood pressure." It's not. Our body processes sodium differently. It helps hold the hydration in our arteries, which stops the blood pooling, which stops the high heart rates, the passing out, that. But I think the biggest thing is the medical field that's not used to POTS is scared to prescribe that, because telling someone to take that much sodium, you're like, "Are you crazy?"
It's got to be the right sodium too.
And that's why, like, I wanted, we started this almost 3 years ago. And I'm not going to lie, you start a new business and you're like, oh, we're going to get this out in 6 months. And then I joke when we finally launched it, a lot of my friends were like, wait, I thought you were still doing this?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I stopped talking about it because I was but like, that's the thing is I'm glad we did, because I have some of the top medical team. I have some of the top pharmacists and pharmacologist, chemist, Bert, one of our formulists, amazing. The dude has like 150 patents. He's honestly like, so I joke, the first call we had with the formulist, the chemist, everyone, right? My dad's always told me, if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. Nick, I'm not going to lie. I felt like the dumbest. I was right. I was literally taking notes on words they were saying so I could research what they were talking about because they were so clinical.
Yeah.
So I was like, Dad, I think I'm in the right room.
That's right.
And so, emotionally, I developed this because I don't want anyone to ever feel like I felt. Like Courtney, who I was so mad at, Court. When I first diagnosed and was going through all that stuff, she was my right hand. When I would go out, she would kind of protect me when people were like, what's wrong with her? Why is she not this? Or whatever. But she looked at me and goes, when you want to feel better, you will. And I was so mad at her at that point. I was like, why are you saying that? I don't know what's going on. Like, what are you talking about? She was right. And I think that's the biggest problem with conditions and syndromes is it's a lifestyle change. And when I realized the majority of people women, actually, POTS is way more women. I would like 70 to 80% women, which is funny because Roman, he was diagnosed with POTS. But the irony is they released something saying he's in treatment. There's no treatment.
Okay.
So then all of a sudden I'm getting these messages, why aren't you in treatment? Why aren't you doing this? You guys, it's not treatment, it's managing symptoms.
Got it.
Right? But that's the thing. You've got a bunch of teenage girls who are eating all this stuff that they shouldn't. But you can't tell a teenage person they have to change their entire lifestyle to feel better. They're being told they're lazy, they're tired because they physically can't stand up. Like, that's the most heartbreaking thing for me with this. I wanted to develop something that made people feel better because I didn't want anyone to feel the way I felt. And when your body is literally controlling you, you can't even explain it. Like, I love that Celine Dion came out about her stiff muscle syndrome because she actually gave acknowledgement to conditions that are invisible. And I think that's the biggest problem right now in society. If you don't have a broken leg or a missing eye, people don't have sympathy towards you. I think we're lacking sympathy in general for people.
Okay.
And when you have an invisible illness and you're outgoing and you're person, they're like, oh, you're fine. You're fine. You went out yesterday. You're fine. No, I am fine because I make myself fine. And if I don't, you don't see me.
Sure.
But I think that's the hardest thing with invisible illnesses. And there's so many of those out there that people don't think people are sick. And I will say, like, it's kind of crazy with all this research and everything coming out. I don't ever want anyone to be, but it's like finally people are acknowledging how hard it is for people with this condition.
Sure. So, all right. So first of all, you can get it on your website at which is POTSies.com.
.co.
Sorry,
Yep.
POTSies.co. Same thing at on Instagram. It's at POTSies.co as well. Yep. So a lot like, again, a lot of great stuff going on. They can get it on Amazon. So it's over the counter.
Yeah.
It's an over the counter solution.
It's the proper amount of magnesium and sodium us POTS patients need a day.
Yeah.
Because the biggest thing that I've seen is this is the first supplement of its type. There's never been an actual supplement developed just for POTS patients, right? There's a lot of companies that are pushing their current products towards us, which is a lot of electrolyte drinks, you name it. But the other problem too that people don't understand is with the electrolyte drinks, if there's sugars or artificial sugars, it doesn't help us either because your body takes more energy to process that. So it causes all the blood to go to your stomach, which causes the blood pooling, which causes the heart rate to go up. So it's like, it's all over the place. Like, and the other thing too is like these conditions like spew other things, right? Because your autonomic system's under attack. But I wanted to develop something that gave some people hope because I'm not going to lie. When you go from being this most outgoing person a day and then you suddenly can't even stand up and walk 5 feet to your kitchen, I have a condo. You're like, what the heck is wrong with me? Like my body's failing me.
Is POTS syndrome is it something you're born with? Is it something that's kind of like it shows its face later? Have you had it your whole life and that's when it showed up? Or is it something that you can like, as you're in life, things change and you become diagnosed with it?
So there's still a lot. So like I said, COVID was the best thing that ever happened to us because we got a lot of people were getting POTS after COVID because the way COVID attacks your sympathetic nervous system as a virus, it can cause it.
Okay.
It's an attack.
Got
The most research they found out so far lately is it's an attack on the sympathetic nervous system. So severe illness or severe sickness or severe illness, sickness, or severe injury. So like I was 2 and I had pneumonia. I could have technically had it then and it lay dormant. Now, a lot of people have it coming on. Mine hit suddenly in 2016. So that's actually even more unique. Another thing that's crazy is there's also hyperanadrenic POTS, is what I have. So it's a more rare version. So basically, my body throws adrenaline to try to calm it down. But you're going to have to scroll me back.
Because it's not like a virus or a strain.
But the way COVID did it, the way it was developed, which it's not a conspiracy at this point, we know, it attacks the sympathetic nervous system. A lot of severe viruses do. And so right now, those are the two main, is a severe sickness or a severe injury.
Yeah.
Now there's a genetic tie, but they don't know it. Like I joke, I went to go see a neurologist and the new one, and he comes in and he's like, because my dad has Parkinson's, but we were able to diagnose it earlier. I actually talked to him on the way here. He's 78, and I came to the neurologist just a few weeks ago, and he walks in, he goes, "So are you here because you have headaches?" And I said, "No." And he goes, "Are you here because you're afraid you're going to get Parkinson's?" I was like, "It doesn't work like that." And I looked right at him. But that's what's crazy is with my dad having Parkinson's, we've now realized the correlation between both, because POTS is an attack on the sympathetic nervous system. Parkinson's is a complete shutdown. And so what's crazy is technically my dad, if he didn't ever have heart issues, he's 78. So most people with Parkinson's have heart issues. They can't take our supplement. But technically, they have the same symptoms as POTS patients. But a majority of them are older, which means they have other underlying conditions, which means they can't have that much sodium. But that was another weird correlation that kind of happened between the family. And I was like, and then now it's all coming out, which is crazy. So, I mean, that's what sucks. It's like we had to go through 2020, but it's been the best thing for this condition. Like more people know about it.
How does one become diagnosed with POTS? How would they know that they have it?
Gosh, that's a tough one. I don't think I can even answer that. So it's all over the place. And that's what's crazy. Every POTS patient is different. A lot of them have the high heart rate, low blood pressure. Then some have higher blood pressure and higher heart rate. So it's really all over the place. And that's the problem. The biggest thing when I was diagnosed, it took an average of 7 years.
Okay.
Now I think they're down to 3. But a lot of people get pushed away because it comes across as anxiety. You know, you don't have cholesterol. You don't have any of those typical heart issues. You don't have typical neuropathy or nervous system things. And so I think that's the hard part. But what's crazy too is like starting out, there was only 3 autonomic clinics in the nation. Now there's multiple clinics, multiple places they're helping people. What was crazy though was when I was diagnosed, there was only 3, I think, in Cleveland Clinic, but Cleveland Clinic only treats a couple things. But what's insane right now is Vanderbilt is getting around 125 referrals from outside doctors a day for POTS patients.
Okay.
A day. So like I think my doctor right now has like a year wait.
How is it safe to say that like maybe like you think about the great United States of America and the small markets?
Yeah.
Is it fair to say that maybe like a lot of the medical providers or doctors in those smaller markets might not have been exposed to POTS syndrome yet or know what there's still doctors out there that don't know what it is probably, yeah?
I mean, 2020, which I think I told you the story before. 2020, it was March, which was when everything hit the fan. And I wasn't feeling good. Like I couldn't breathe. I was like wheezing and I'm like, oh, great. So I go to the Vanderbilt Minute Clinic in Brentwood, I think it was, because I just didn't want to go to the hospital because of everything that was going on. And I come in and I was laughing. The emergency room doctor comes in and she has a mask on and she's talking to me 30 minutes, ask my symptoms, you name it. And then she comes back in 10 minutes later in a full hazmat suit. I was like, are we doing this? Like now we wonder why everyone was freaked out during 2020. It was that stuff, right?
Yeah.
You just talked to me for 30 minutes and you came back in a full, and she's like, it's code. I was like, you should have put that on before if you guys think I have it, right? I felt like we were in that movie. What was the Outbreak? But they wouldn't let me leave because my heart rate was so high. And I was like, I have POTS syndrome. And the doctor actually looked at me and goes, what's POTS syndrome in 2020? So I'm so glad for people that are getting diagnosed now that we have so much more research and even helped with diagnosis around them. But what sucks is there's a lot of people in rural areas or even just smaller markets like we're talking about that don't have access to this, that they're going to the regular cardiologist or PC and there's just not enough information. I also feel like people are hard on doctors lately. They think a doctor at the emergency room should know every minor condition, every major condition, everything. And emergency room doctors are trained to keep you alive and then send you to the specialist. Mm-hmm. And I think that's just the problem with human nature right now. We expect so much from so many people that sometimes you have to like check yourself, because the truth is like emergency room doctors shouldn't know everything about POTS syndrome. Mm-hmm. They should know everything about everything. Their whole thing is to focus on what they know. And I think that's the thing that we need to give the medical community is grace, because they've got a lot going on right now, especially after 2020.
So when would somebody that has these symptoms, before they go to the doctor, would they see if this, would they try the product to see if it subsides, or would they go to the doctor first? Is this something the doctor recommends?
This is something that they have to take once there. So if you don't have POTS and your body doesn't handle sodium the way it does, or those conditions, you shouldn't take this, because it is a lot of sodium for people that don't have POTS. But the way a POTS person's body works, so no, I wouldn't recommend taking it. I always ask that they have a diagnosis first.
Got it.
Yeah.
So but there is probably a lot of markets that maybe this information hasn't made it into yet. Kind of like the last to know in the United States.
It's insane. Like, it's crazy. My dad actually had to go to the autonomic clinic at Cleveland for Parkinson's, and apparently up there they only treat sinus tachycardia, POTS, and SVT. That's the thing. Vanderbilt has the autonomic on the POTS and all the different conditions, but I mean, I think the first thing to do is go to your doctor, but I always say get a referral if you think that. But I also think a lot of people are self-diagnosing themselves.
That's as a guy that has spent over a decade in the health insurance world. One of the most common reasons people don't get approved for policy is because they self-diagnose themselves with something. And the insurance company's like, well, that's a pre-existing condition now. And we're like, golly, man, like, what in the heck, guys? Like, why is your medical record, your medical history is not a bragging card, dude? You know what I'm saying?
But why are people like, okay, I think I told you this. I have a hard time doing this right now, right? Because, I want to help people. If I could give the supplement away for free, I would. I worked so hard at pretending I didn't have this condition so everyone thought I was normal. And then you got these people that are like bragging. It's like they're almost competing who has worse symptoms. And I'm like, what is wrong with you?
You can't brag about your medical history if you don't have grandkids.
At that point, I don't want to hear what they have to say, because everything hurts. You guys have to go see Freakier Friday, though. There's some funny stuff about that. About like these, like they did a really good job of like making fun of everyone.
Yeah,
which I love that, because I hate the whole woke on one side or the other. But they like made fun of everyone. But that was it. Like,
dude,
your body hurt. I think it's after 50, but like we joke. I swear to God, I'm gonna become senile after 50. But
yeah, I mean, like, look, man. Pain is a feeling. Pain is something that is measured, that some people can withstand more than others. And that, again, you said, I'm not feeling well. It's a feeling. It's not a fact. It's
it's
a feeling.
You should see the messages that we get, because technically I'm not allowed to give medical advice, right?
Yeah.
Everyone's asking us questions. They'll send messages to the website, to the social media sites, and they'll self-diagnose. I'm like, guys, you got to go to a doctor and get a medical actual diagnosis. Like, but then the other thing too is they'll argue with their doctors. And like, I had one girl that came to me and she's like, your doctor said this, or I went to this guy and he said this. And I said, okay, why are you arguing with a doctor?
POTS syndrome is diagnosed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I look at her and I go, girl, to be honest with you, like, you don't sound like you have POTS syndrome. You have something that is similar. But I think that's the thing too. I also joke, society now just wants to self-diagnose everything. I joke that all these kids under 20 are self-diagnosing each other with traumas just to make up for their bad decisions and behaviors. It's like, I one time I was talking to this one guy and he was like something, and I said, oh my God, were you abused? And he's like, no, but I have trauma from abuse. And I was like, if you weren't abused, you don't have trauma from abuse.
Yeah.
Like,
it's not a badge of honor, that's for sure.
No.
These and I think the reason why they have them is because it's a crutch for them falling short somewhere in life.
Yeah.
And I'm not taking responsibility for it, so I'm going to blame it on something. It's an easy way to blame something on something, No,
and I also think it's crazy because, like you said, like they'll self-diagnose themselves. I'm like, did you go to a doctor? Or the people that'll stop taking certain meds or stop doing this or like not do this. And I'm like, did you?
Yeah.
you work for Shirian. Did you talk to a doctor before you decided to change your medical and everything? And I think that's the problem. I actually do feel bad for doctors and medical professions right now.
Well, at the end of the day, everybody has something going on, and you're either a victim or a survivor of it, of whatever it is. And I'd like to say that you're, based on the fact that you're here, we're talking about this amazing product that literally you made up from nothing, launched it, everything else. It's pretty incredible. I would say you're a survivor, not a victim, right?
I will never be a victim.
That's right.
I don't believe in victim mentality.
You're in control of your circumstances, not the other way around, right?
Wish the rest of society knew that.
Are you ready to take your brand digital? At HitLab Creative, we don't just make content. We build your digital foundation from the ground up. So whether you're launching a podcast, creating scroll-stopping social media content, or building a website that actually converts, we connect all the dots. Podcast production, CRM systems, content strategy, data analytics, branding, it's all under one roof. Because in today's world, content without strategy, it's just noise. And you're here to make an impact. So if you're ready to launch smarter, grow faster, and create with a purpose, it's time to team up with the HitLab. Visit hitlabstudio.com/studio-time and let's build something that lasts. Because the HitLab is where digital strategy meets data-driven content creation. Well, all right, so I'm just curious. So you've got a problem that you're going to solve. Now you've got the idea for the product you're going to solve. True or false? Bringing a supplement or vitamin or any type of medical medicine is easy to get to market.
It's kind of sad. We did third-party testing. We did everything that you should have to do, right? Because I wanted people to know that what I was giving them was something that I take. I take it daily. The whole reason behind this was taking everything that I was taking daily and putting it into a supplement because I was functioning. The supplement world, like we're talking about this, is insane.
Yeah, you got to get
the
approvals.
Regulations are they're like there's nothing. Like we did the third-party testing for Amazon and they didn't even ask for it.
Really?
Yeah, but we did it because we wanted to, right? We did samples, we did trials. I sent out probably 100 samples for a month to give people's feedback. But what's so insane is there's so many people coming out with supplements. And as long as everything's approved in the actual supplement, they can combine whatever they want. The other thing that was also shocking to me was two things. One, you can manufacture out of the country, ship it here and label it and call it produced in America. Our supplement is made and manufactured in Florida. I will say that. We are American made and proud. But I will say that we source Himalayan salt because it's the best salt in the world, sodium. But what's crazy is what's in the market and how much junk is in the market. Like,
for sure.
One of the reasons I also came up with this is I was so over all the crap they were throwing at us because they knew there was a moneymaker in it with how bad we felt. And it's like they were almost using our condition as a marketing ploy because they knew how crappy we were. Which, I mean, that's just, I don't know what's going on in our world right now. It's not even just our country. It's everywhere. Like whatever happened, just being good to your neighbor and bringing something and doing something. Like we were talking about this the other day. I work with a manufacturer company for Walmart, and the products nowadays last 3 to 5 years. The products back in our day, like vacuums, for instance. A vacuum used to last 20 years.
Yeah.
Now you're lucky if you get 3 years out of it. That's a manufacturing flaw. Because, and then this whole throwaway. I don't know if you ever watched, what's the show on Netflix that talks about that? It's the most insane thing I've ever watched because I always joke I wasn't the problem. I'm part of the problem. It's buying stuff. It's the throwaway society. Like nowadays, if you order something from somewhere and they don't want you to return it because they don't want to have to get rid of it. So they tell you to keep it and they'll send you something new. Well, what are you doing? Putting it in the dumpster. Like we're just destroying everything at this point.
Yeah.
And there's no, and that's the other thing too. It's just sad. Like half the supplements in the market are not working. I mean, do you remember when turmeric came out?
Yeah.
And no one was taking it with black pepper, and my Indian friends were like, well, that's why it works for us because we cook with it.
Yeah.
But people are just taking it and flushing it out. And I think that's the thing. It's like, if there's anything I can tell someone, when you are looking at supplements are great. Everyone needs them. We're not getting the proper nutrition and minerals from our food and the environment anymore.
Yeah.
But make sure you do your research.
Where are some good sources of research for people to do? Because again, it's on Amazon, so it must be vetted and approved. It must be healthy.
I always tell people, read the studies, not the headlines.
Are reviews a good source? Like, people have taken it, tried it.
Yeah.
Had
Wow, that's
results?
another problem too. It's funny that no one leaves reviews anymore unless it's negative.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
And so much of it's based on reviews, but we actually have more reviews on our website than we do Amazon.
Okay.
Which is funny. I'll have people text me and go, "This is great." I'm like, "Can you leave a review then?" Thank you for messaging me.
Sure.
You put that in a review form. I think reviews. I think one of the first things that I was stressed about was some of these groups. There's a lot of groups on Facebook, and you were talking about, people like to wear these diseases as a badge of honor. And I'm like, why are you bragging? That was one of the hardest things. Is I realized there's a lot of people out there that don't want to feel better. They just want to complain about it.
That's right.
So we're looking for the people that want to feel better. Because I made that decision almost 10 years ago. I said, I'm not doing this. I'm not going to spend the rest of my life feeling like this. Now, I won't lie. 12 holistic doctors. There was a lot of weird ones.
I bet.
But you're the only person in control of your health.
That's right.
You're the only person that decide what you feel better. At the end of the day, you're the only person.
That's right.
And if you can't do it, who else is? And
that's right.
I just wanted to help people that felt like I felt.
Well, it's anytime something new comes about, there's always literally, it's proven only 8% of the population is an early adopter. Only 8% of the population is going to stand outside the Apple store for the new iPhone without getting somebody else try it first. You know what I'm saying?
But isn't it funny that 8% dictates the whole market, because people think there's way more?
Yeah, I mean, it's really, that's the innovators. 8% of the population is an innovator. You know what I mean? So they run towards innovation.
There's also the irony that most people don't realize that 70 to 75% of people on Amazon are third-party sellers or small businesses. Everyone thinks it's such a mass conglomerate. I joke, back in the day, all we heard about was monopolies. And now there's all these monopolies, but no one talks about monopolies, right? Yeah. I'm not going to lie. I have 3 Amazon stores. I'm okay with that. But what's insane is the purchasing. We are selling way more on Amazon than we are our website, even though it's both of our companies. But it's funny, this blinded trust for online commerce. It's not even just Amazon. It's everywhere. Someone tells you it's this. Someone tells you it's that. But that's what's crazy. It's like they'll go to our website and research it, but then they'll go to Amazon. And I'm not saying it's the Prime or whatever. It's the same. We do shipping on both. But it's insane how much trust they put in online commerce that they won't do on actual online websites.
Yep. For facts.
Which also goes back to, like you said, you think everything's vetted. It's not.
That's right.
We did the third-party testing. They never asked for it. We have it.
Is there, if you do it, is there like a stamp or something that people would know that it's been done that? So technically, this could go for any supplement you're looking at. If you want to make sure it's been third-party tested, you could go look for that little label.
But I also wonder if they're even checking that for other people, right? Like with organic, you have to go through the testing, all that different stuff, and it's even the cruelty-free. But I'm like, are people just putting it on their supplements and no one's questioning it?
Yeah, for sure.
I always think that sometimes. That's why I was joking, read the studies, not the headlines. Because someone can say this is third-party testing. Okay, well, then show me the third party.
Well, it's interesting that was your angle, because I want to talk to you about balance and running a media agency while you're also building a supplement brand, where you're telling people, read the fine print, not just the headlines, but you've been in the headline business for a long time, making them for a whole lot of folks.
Yeah, but here's the truth. If you have a headline that the study backs, you're fine. It's the clickbait.
There you go. All right. So
that's why I started Unblurred Media, right? We talked about this. There's no gray area in marketing. I can either do something or I can't. I can do it or this. But I've also, in the way, we're also, and you know this whole viral society where everyone wants to go viral. I joke, if someone calls us and says we want to go viral, I just hang up the phone. Because you know this. You can go viral, but if you don't manage it properly, it's twice as, my dad's always taught me. You can grow too fast or you can grow too slow. Equally detrimental if you can't control it, right? And I feel like that's the biggest thing lately with some of these viral things, is they don't manage it properly, or they're not ready for it. Or, I joke, when Roman Yossi got diagnosed with POTS, I mean, I probably had, it was so funny. I was like, it's hilarious. I've had POTS since 2016, and a male athlete had to get diagnosed for I had like 25 texts from my guy friends. Oh my God, I didn't know you had this. This is horrible. And I was like, guys, I've had it for 10 years. Welcome to conversation. But what's crazy is Roman, I would love to give him a supplement, but he's not our demographic.
Sure.
Right? But it's crazy that he's got it because males aren't typical in this. It's very rare for a male to get it. But it literally, for an athlete, it's horrible.
I can imagine.
Yeah. Like I can't imagine what like he's dealing with, having to train and everything. I mean, it's a lot.
Yeah, most of training is sitting and standing up.
Yeah.
And doing it quickly and over again.
I know, but I still joke. I've had this for how long? And I'll still jump up like my personality. I'm like, whoop, here we go again.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's first of all, POTSies needs a line of shades on the mascot right here because it's good. All right. So I wanted to get more. So again, talk to me a little bit more about the headlines, the studies behind the headlines, the story, what you do next. So again, you get like, how do people prepare for the storm that you can bring in the world of PR?
That's a good question. I think honestly, it backs on the person, right? Mm-hmm. Like the people out there that are doing good are still doing good. The companies out there that are still selling products that actually help people and don't break after one use. I think those are more the headline side of it, of finding the people like that have a good headline, that have a good story. And I think that's the biggest thing in marketing and PR is finding the story. Because a lot of people think they don't have stories, and every business has a story. Okay. Now, the biggest thing is too, a lot of people don't want to tell them always, right? Because I think the older generation, like, and I say older, I'm 42. I think we've been taught so much to not talk about ourselves or talk about this or that or this. And the new generation is born on this whole internet where you talk at everything. And if you don't get 25 likes, you're failing, right? I've never understood that side. Like I laugh when people have complete strangers that follow them and they're like, well, I didn't get enough likes. I was like, you don't know these people. Mm-hmm. But I think that's the best marketing and PR campaign is being genuine, telling your honest story and telling why you developed a product. Right. Doesn't matter if it's a supplement, a car, a business, it's your story and why you decided to do it.
Sure.
And I think that's what makes a good PR marketing. Like, I think the biggest problem right now is these people are like, well, someone told me I could spend $10,000 and retire, so I did it. That's not a story. Gotcha.
Well, let me ask you this. So in the worlds that I've been living in, a lot of times there's a gap between the people that are most successful are doing something and they're using it. So obviously everybody's like, well, I know I need it, but I don't know how or when. Yeah. Right. So like they can look at Ruth's Chris and know that that's $100 steak, and Outback that's a $20 steak. They get it. They know it. Their expectations are managed. They know exactly what they're getting for that product. When people say PR, WTF are they talking about? Like, I want to get to the bottom of it because like can anybody shine a light and say, this is what it is. This is when, who needs it, when you need it, why you need it, and how you use it.
Well, and I think that's the thing, right? It's the story like we keep talking about. Like a good PR company will find a business, will get the story out of them, curate the story to the market so they understand it. The biggest thing with PR is it's a lot of pushing and pressing, and sometimes it's not easy. The biggest thing lately is we used to be able to put out press releases about something great and they'd all write about it. Now they send you a thing and go $200, $300, $500, $2,000, $6,000. I have jokes like we did a couple grand openings recently, and old school, they wanted the chamber there. Chamber's now charging for ribbon cuttings. What? It was never a thing, right? But I get it.
I was going to say, I'll let you come if you want. You know what I mean? Like,
but now they're like, okay, we're doing one in Texas. They're like $500. And I'm like, okay. But that's the problem. We've become this clickbait society. So PR has less of a definition per se because it's all over. It's getting write-ups. It's getting people talking about you. It's no longer just about getting put in the media. It's about getting in social media. It's about getting with influencers. It's about finding the right people that fit your demographics. So it's kind of blurred the lines of what PR and marketing are. Mm-hmm. And I know I've always said this. Marketing and PR go hand in hand. Mm-hmm. You can't have standalone. Like you can do all the PR stuff. And like one of our clients, we just got written up in the AP News, right? That's amazing. But if no one knows about it, what does it do?
That's right.
So then we turn and run those as social media ads, showing that they were there. So I think that's the problem. Everyone wants a strict definition of PR, but there isn't one anymore because it's so blurred. You got the influencer side, you got the media side, you got the TV side, you got the podcast side. Like, you guys have brought an entire different demographic to the marketing side, because what you're doing, you know, this is marketing. We've talked about this. Like, there is a correlation and we work together. But that's the thing. It's blurred the lines because it's brought so much more. And honestly, I hate to say it, like, a lot of podcasts are giving more influence to people than an article written up in the Times.
For sure. Are you ready to transform your business and unlock new revenue streams? At Processing First, we empower our partners with cutting-edge payment solutions and unparalleled support. We're more than just a one-size-fits-all payment processor. We're relationship-driven. By leveraging our extensive network of banking partners, we match you with the ideal bank to ensure that you receive the most competitive rates and deliver an exceptional experience for both you and your customers. Join a network that values transparency, efficiency, and growth. With our state-of-the-art POS systems and competitive processing rates, you can offer your clients the best in payment technology while boosting your own profitability. Why choose Processing First? Innovative solutions. Stay ahead with our advanced payment processing tools. Dedicated support. Our team is here to assist you every step of the way. Lucrative opportunities. Enhance your income by providing top-tier services to your clients. Don't settle for less. Partner with Processing First and take your business to the next level. Visit processingfirst.com to learn more and join our growing community of successful partners. Well, I mean, it's two different mediums now. It's two different platforms.
I almost think it's more than that, right?
It totally is, but just between print versus, I mean, like, you know, a show, TV, you know what I mean? Like, it's the folks that are catching up to the parade here. All right. It's so funny because they'll come in and they'll find out, you know, what something costs. And I'm like, well, you realize that the camera that we're shooting this with costs $10,000 and there's 4 of them.
That's what I don't understand is when did it happen when someone thought they could launch a company for $500 a month? You and I both know this. We've launched multiple companies. I've helped launch other companies too. That's the biggest thing. It's like, who set that expectation? Like, back in the day, you'd start a company, and I asked my dad about this. I said, were you in debt? He goes, well, define debt back then.
That's right. It's an investment.
He goes, because, you know, the one thing this generation has is credit cards. My dad's generation didn't. So it's like, if they didn't have money, they didn't have money. If they didn't have loans.
Unlimited lines of credit.
Which also makes me sad because I know how many people have these like 30% credit cards. But I feel like the expectation now to launch a business is 3 months in the green. And that's not realistic, especially these dropship companies that keep coming to us. So like Alibaba and all these companies are like, we'll design your website and we'll drop ship these 50 items. And I'm like, so I had this client once and I was like, potential client. And I said, well, why'd you choose these 50 items on your website? Well, we don't know. That's what you're supposed to figure out. I'm like, okay, so you want us to research 50 products for free before because you started a business for 10 grand. But that's the other thing that's crazy. It's like they're doing all this, but then they don't understand and they're trying to compete with Amazon. You can't. It's,
look, if accessibility for me is the difference maker.
Yeah.
Okay, so
results.
Not everybody. Yeah, we are 100% in a results-based business. A lot of people confuse that.
Yep.
We're in the results business, but you know, not every. Going back to what I was talking about, like how, like when does somebody look in that direction based on certain things? It's like, hey man, once you've hit 5 million in revenue, that's when you start looking in that direction, right? So, again, one of the most common questions I get asked about a couple years ago, an editing product for podcasts came out called Opus AI. And it's great. It has a great avatar and place in the market. The catch for us is like, guys, like, think about it. If my 16-year-old son can afford to buy it, it's like $30 a month. If he can afford to buy it and he has not a lot of skills in what it is that we're doing, and it serves him. All right, so it serves a 16-year-old kid with no business. Who's smart? I'm not going to say my son's not smart, but like, you know, but like if it's good enough for him and his YouTube channel, why would you think it would make your business millions? If it's good enough for a 16-year-old on a private YouTube platform to make some stuff, like it's it's such surface level AI, artificial intelligence on those clips and stuff, right? So again, it's got a specific product. So, for me, it's like if all it takes to make millions of dollars on social media is an iPhone, a cheap mic, and a ring light, and an Opus count, then everybody would be doing it. You know what I mean? But like, it doesn't work that way. So again, Opus for us taught us how we needed to hire the right person.
Well, but that's the other thing that's crazy, right? Is what they're putting out there. I always joke the only difference between a good product and a bad product is marketing.
Okay.
But I don't necessarily agree that like good product, but like there's so many crap products out there, but they have money behind it.
That's right.
So they can convince everyone's a great product. They can get it written up. They can pay to get, and that's what I hate. I do hate that on the PR side because it used to be about actually having a good product or a good service to get written about. Now you just have to have money, which sucks because it's now the payola world, right?
Pay to play.
But I agree with that. Like one of our biggest things, like right now we're working with a company that actually manufactures part of Walmart's mainstay brand ceiling fans. They're the most amazing people out of China, but they've been told that they can just launch an Amazon store with no advertising, no promotions. And that's what Amazon's putting out there. That's what, this, like Google will tell the average person they can run their own Google ads. If you're not Google certified, you're going to waste a lot of money doing that.
That's right.
And I hate to say, this, like the Google certified isn't just like they take an hour course. It's an ongoing learning and understanding the market, understanding. That's why I don't think AI is going to take over entirely. I know everyone's worried about this, but we're seeing so many problems in the digital advertising side with AI right now because it's not feeling human emotion. It's not feeling human mind thoughts. So like we'll have ads when we have them on AI, we'll test them and they'll literally just like target something that's completely wrong. So luckily we manually manage our accounts. That's why we charge management fees. But that's the other thing that's crazy. Like you're saying, like that they're hiring these young kids that like they think these apps or whatever are going to do it all, or they're outsourcing to India or China for their actual websites. Like I had a client, I won't say who, they were spending like $10,000 to $15,000 a month because they have another bigger company because the company in India told them to. This place has a one spot location in Nashville. Like India, not being mean, has no clue about one single spot in Nashville. So they were spending all this money and it wasn't getting results and they could spend a third of that.
Yeah.
But it's not always about spending more money, but it just sucks that everything's payola now.
Sure. That's
it's like you can have the worst product in the world. And if you have the money behind it, you can promote it and people will buy it.
Well, and not to mention those the folks overseas, you can't sue them.
True.
When something goes sideways. That's a big deal.
Yeah, but let's get real. If anyone's ever been in a lawsuit, you never want to sue anyone. It doesn't matter if they're here or there because it's just frivolous, drawn out. Like
it's kind of like a fight. Everybody loses.
Collecting money anymore, and it's a joke too, right? We had to go after a client a year or two ago, and he owed us a lot of money, and we won, right? Well, they're still trying to collect 2 years later. It's like, why do you place judgments on people that owe you money if you can't collect it? You know the industry, it's fun. But I think the marketing world's changing. I think podcasts are bringing this new flavor. Now, granted, everyone has one, but you know what I mean? It's bringing more to marketing. It's bringing more legitimacy because you're actually getting to talk to people. You're getting to know them. You're not just getting the marketing side that they're putting out.
Yeah. Well, all right. So check it out, folks. Again, here is somebody that I would say you should say is considered an expert in PR and marketing.
Some days.
She just launched a business and she's right here with old Nick. What does that tell you?
Exactly.
All right. So she's proving my point right here. Watch that.
Well, I even joke, right? I'll look at clients. I'm like, I get this. Like, what do you mean? I was like, I have other business other than marketing. I know how stressful this is. Like we're spending thousands right now for marketing because that's what you have to do to get something out there. And so I'll look at the clients. I'm like, I know this pain. But it's also, like you said, it's an investment. I don't know why people think marketing, you build a building, you have cost, but you can have the greatest building in the world. But if no one knows about it,
yeah, that's right.
Does it matter?
And if you don't own it and you're going to reside there, you have to rent it a little bit, right? So that's real estate. Well, guess what? She's going to get you, all right? She's going to get you into some digital real estate, which is rented. It's rented. Somebody owns that digital footprint.
But we also say that they're selling advertising everywhere now.
They are.
Because they realize there's money to be made. And I laugh, like even like the preferred, like now I have Fire TV and I joke, like, I'm like, oh my gosh, there's commercials on that now. And Netflix is doing commercials because they all realize there's money to be paid. And I think that's what a lot of these publications are realizing too.
Hold on 1 second. We got to pause for a break for our sponsors. Hey, pardon this quick interruption, but it's a good one. You're listening to this ad right now, which means someone else could be listening to your ad in this exact spot. That's right. If you've got a business, a brand, a product, a podcast, or even just a message you want people to hear, you should be advertising right here on the Hitstreak. This is the moment, the placement, the audience, and you're already hearing how powerful it is. So don't just listen to ads, run one. Go to nickhyder.com/contact-me or click the link in the show notes to get started. Let's put your brand in the spotlight right where it belongs.
That's what marketing is about, is having a product and reaching the people that need it or want it.
That was the goal, was figuring out with this show. One of the goals was like, all right, who is our audience and how do we make sure that we can feed them everything that they need? And so like, you know, the products, the companies, the brands that we put in the ads on this show are very intentional. We want to partner with those companies. Some of them are my own companies, right? But we want to partner with those companies because again, we know that our audience base, we know we're all here for the same type stuff. We have a lot in common.
How long ago was I on the show the first time? Because we actually found my name up there too, and I was laughing.
You were one of the first, in the first 25 guests, if I'm not sure.
So,
and
yeah.
this, you know, and we're over 4 years in, and
awesome.
over 200 episodes now.
You guys are killing it. It's awesome.
It's incredible, and you know, there's about to be a lot of set changes and some new branding and all kinds of stuff. Episode 17 was what it was. Jensen's got it over here.
Jensen,
right there.
I love how quickly you pulled that up.
There's the
like,
picture.
You're the
Look
man.
at the picture. That was the picture I was talking about.
I love it.
That's right. So we went back to back in our picture today, though.
It was way colder then.
It was way colder then. That's exactly right. I was warm, though, because I was fat.
You weren't fat. You were fabulous.
Not pH fat. So
I'm like, don't talk about yourself like that.
Well, I appreciate it. See, it's good to have good people in your corner that will take up for you, even when you're doing all the damage yourself.
I mean, you're talking to a girl that named the condition fainting goat. I also joke, back in the day when I ran Athena Health Club and Day Spa, I used to, like, there was a farm. It was right on Cloverland and whatever that road was in Brentwood. And I joked there was a farm and there was a red light they finally put there. And so I would honk the horn and all the goats would fall over. And I was like, is this God's way of like, really, why'd you torture those goats? Because and
it's funny every time, unfortunately. Sorry.
I mean, come on. God created a fainting goat. I don't think that's not supposed to be funny.
I agree. I can find humor in most things, you know.
Sadly, we can find it a lot. I mean, that's just today's world. Like, you know, we joke the whole canceled society and all this. And I'm like, for once in life, can we not just agree to disagree with people? Like, why is everyone shoving everything down each other's throats? Like, just live your life and be happy.
That's right.
It's not hard.
There's a lot of truth to that we can all benefit from. For sure.
Well, I know this is supposed to be about POTSies and Unblurred, but you guys are killing it. Tell me, I mean, how many episodes are you guys at now?
Well, as we're sitting here today,
what number?
When we're recording this, episode 201 came out this week. However, this is probably going to be closer to episode 210, 211, because we keep usually, when things get tight, you can start to see Dale at front sweat when we only have 4 episodes in post-production. Filmed and being edited and ready for air, right? So we usually stay about 2 months.
But don't you also laugh that, like, that's the other side of the world that most people don't understand, is the amount of work that goes in behind it. Not even just the cost of the cameras or the cost of this or the cost of that. It's the work, the expertise. And like, I joke because like I'll procrastinate on something, right? And then I'll do it. And I'm like, it took me 10 minutes. Like, why did I give myself that much anxiety? But then I also actually agree with that. In the world, they're like, well, it only took you 10 minutes. Well, it's because I have the knowledge to do it in 10 minutes. The average person takes 2 hours.
Well, it took you 10 years to get good at it to do it in 10 minutes. Yeah.
And that's, I think, the biggest thing that people, and I think it's this whole, I hate to say it, Temu society, or, you know, quick ship, you know, cheap TikTok shops. Because like everything, you know, I joke with certain clients, they're like, we want to be on TikTok. I was like, your product's too expensive. Like, what? I was like, your product's too expensive. People want discounts, like a lot of that generation. But I think that's the thing, is we're wanting more, but we want to pay less.
Yeah.
And people have to start seeing that value.
That's it right there. Price what you pay, value is what you get. What's the price point on POTSies? I don't know if I brought that out yet.
So right now we're currently selling it for $59.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's an expense. We should have sold it for more, but my thing is I wanted to get to the people that need it the most, and
that's right.
Whether they're in that's why we sent over 100 samples out.
So that's like a month's supply for $59.
Yeah,
man,
but we sent out. I probably sent out over 100 month supplies because I wanted people to try it. I wanted them to feel better. Now my partners were like, stop sending them out to everyone, and I'm like, I meet people I just want to.
Mm-hmm. That's right. That's right. All right. So let me ask you this. As we start our approach to land this sucker on this episode on the runway a little bit here. So where do you see POTSies and Unblurred Media heading in the next few years as you're taking these things together?
I think we're going to take over the world.
Take over the world? Hey, man, we might be on Mars soon, so maybe there's another one to take on after that.
I've always talked about this. Like, if we have to go to Mars or I have to live through a zombie apocalypse, I'm out. Like, I know where I'm going.
Facts. That's right.
I'm sorry. I love you. I'm not stabbing you in the head if you're suddenly a zombie. I'm not doing it. I'm not.
I say that, but if one walks up to me, I might change my mind. I'm not sure. I don't know.
I just hope we never get there.
I don't know.
Then again, sometimes I joke that if aliens shut up, I might be like, can I go with you?
I might. If they take my family with me, I'd go.
My dogs.
That's right. I'd go right now.
No, but I think the biggest thing is I want to build a company, and we're going to have more supplements. We're going to, I'm working with our chemist right now on developing a second one because a lot of NMN, NAD, all that stuff also helps with us. And there's a lot of different additives. And the crazy thing that is like typically, like, Dr. Ram, I love them. They're huge in Australia.
Yeah.
The crazy thing that I've noticed with all the research is there's a big push right now in Australia and China for supplements. Mm-hmm. Because I think it's the whole fact that, like, we're not getting the proper nutrition
That's right.
that we need out of anything anymore. I mean, I joke one day, someone's like, look for the birds. And I said, what do you mean? And they said, when there's no birds in the city anymore, it's because this. I remember one day I walked out and I was like, holy hell, I haven't seen a bird in 3 days.
Yeah.
And so it jokes that my building put up bird feeders. And I was like, is that why? But it's just the way, but then also goes back to just people. Like, why are you, I'm sorry, this whole thing with the US and the FDA and all these different products that have these chemicals in that you don't have in Europe, why isn't there criminal charges being brought against these people? Like Kellogg, right? The chemicals you're putting in the food that we eat here in America are not good for us.
Yeah.
You know that because they were banned in other countries and you can't legally do that. So why are we allowing that? And why aren't there criminal charges being brought against those people?
That's right. I agree.
And why are we giving them 3 to 5 years to get a poison off the market?
Mm-hmm.
If I put cyanide in something, you'd maybe take it off the market immediately.
Yep.
But basically, they're putting that in shit. Sorry.
Yep, they are. Well, it is what they're putting it in is now shit. It's now the definition of shit.
But then I joke because, I'll try to go like the whole, I try to be healthy, right? I try. It's hard. And I've come to realize that you can't avoid all chemicals unless you literally go all, what is it, The Village, M. Night Shyamalan? Go all in and live in a field with no one else around you. So it's not even easy and it's not cheap.
No,
that's the other problem. I've understood the problem with the lower income people why they're unhealthy is because it's not cheap to eat healthy.
Well, it goes along with the old, it's either going to be cheap, good, or fast, but you only pick 2.
Oh, yeah. I like that.
Right. So if it's cheap and good, it ain't going to be fast.
No.
Right. If it's cheap and fast, it ain't going to be good. Right. And if it's, what's the other combination? And if it's good and cheap, it ain't going to be, no, I said that one. If it's fast and good, it ain't going to be cheap. If it's fast and cheap, it ain't going to be, I just keep saying the same one over and over again.
I don't know. You're crossing my, you're talking
but
to, you're talking to ADHD.
You can only pick 2. All right. So cheap. We're going to cheap. Let me just write it out and draw it right here. So you can only pick 2: cheap, good, and fast. So if it's cheap and fast, it ain't gonna be good. And if it's cheap and good, it ain't gonna be fast.
And if it's fast and good, it's not gonna be cheap.
That's right.
And that's the thing. It's like you keep saying, it's the investment. Yeah. Whether you're launching a business, a supplement company, a brand, anything, whether you're just being you, it's what you put forward as that person and who you are. And I've noticed a little bit more with some of our clients that we're going back to some of the old school stuff where they want products that last. Like right now with our clients, like if you break within 5 years, you don't have to pay for that. We'll replace it. And I'm respecting that a lot more. And I love that because I do think we've just got greedy.
Yeah.
It's like we've been taught, don't buy from foreign countries, don't do this. Well, what's American about buying from a foreign country and charging 500% markup? Yeah. That's not American. That's not good people.
Yeah.
And that's why I just feel like, I want Unblurred and POTSies to be a staple in honesty and truth, with whatever we put out there, whether it's a marketing campaign, whether it's another supplement, whether it's POTSies in general. Mm-hmm. I want it to be known as a good product with people behind it that care.
Kristen, if people wanted more information about Unblurred Media or POTSies, where would they go
So unblurredmedia.com and then POTSies.co, but also search POTSies supplement on Amazon and they can purchase it there too. And we're also, I think, doing an extra 20% off right now.
Excellent. Are you going to be?
We'll even do a code on the website for the Hitstreak and a private 20% off as well.
Come on POTSies.co, keyword Hitstreak, 20% off.
Fumi, if you're listening, make sure you add that to the codes.
That's right. 20% off with Hitstreak.
Heck yeah.
With code the Hitstreak, folks. You are welcome. You are welcome. We got to make sure it gets on the show notes, Jensen. Perfect. All right. And as far as I wrote on the white table, by the way, we'll have to take care of that too. So
you OCD, Jensen.
So it's old production trick, right? So what about folks that just like best places to find general information about themselves? If because now guess what? All the self-diagnosing people are out there like, damn it, I got POTSies. Or I got POTS. I need POTSies.
So one of the big things that we're moving towards now, and I'm working with some different organizations, is we're going to have an actual community with POTS. I want a place where people can go and not feel attacked, not feel questioned, and not feel crazy. I feel a lot of these groups just attack each other over who feels worse, who feels better, who's doing this, you're wrong. I mean, I had someone literally tell me I was wrong with the amount of sodium that we needed, and this is literally coming from the largest autonomic clinic recommendations. So I think that is the thing. So we're working on building a community where people can come to the POTSies website and they can ask questions. And the biggest thing we're working on is getting medical professionals that can actually answer their questions, because someone might not be able to get into a doctor for 3 to 6 months and they can't physically stand. So that is my next thing with POTSies, is not only the supplement and building more supplements on top of it, it's creating a community where people don't feel attacked. Because the biggest problem with an invisible illness is everyone thinks you're fine.
Yeah.
It's like if you don't have a broken arm or a leg, you're not sick. If you're not in the bed or look sickly, you're not sick. And everyone that knows me knows I love Celine Dion. Like, she's my hero. And one of the most inspirational things is her song, The Hard Way. Mm-hmm. Like, when the night sat down, I had to get on my own because you're the only person that can get back. And the funny thing is, I don't think she realized how much that meant.
Got it.
And then when she was diagnosed with her invisible illness, and it's like she can't sing, like physically, the only thing she's ever done her entire, what she's so fabulous at. But she did a documentary, and it was really emotional, and it was really cool because she brought, even though she doesn't have POTS, she recognized and brought recognition to the world of invisible illnesses. Yeah. And that's what sucks. If you don't look sick, people don't think you're sick. If you don't this, then you're crazy. You're this, you're that, you're emotional. As a woman, it's even worse. You have anxiety, you have depression, you have this. Like, I've had that in my family. So that was the first thing everyone kept saying to me. I also joke, I think I told you this, I started this stress hobby and I'm getting creative. And someone's like, are you going through a midlife crisis? And I was like, I love that as a woman, I get creative and crafty and suddenly I'm going through something. But if you started a wood shop, like, Nick, that's so cool.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, is also finding your outlets and finding people that you can talk to. And that's what I want POTSies community to be. I want a place for people who have been dismissed, who have been told they're crazy, who have been told they don't have anything wrong with them, who have been told they're lazy, who've been told, oh, just go take a nap or drink coffee. Like, yeah, when I'm tired and fatigued, a cup of coffee, actually a gallon of coffee is not going to do anything. It's actually make it worse. I want a community that will help people feel safe, where they can actually have a community and talk. That's right. Without judgment.
Well, folks, you know where to find it, POTSies.co. Do your research. Do your research. Find a provider you can trust. And hey, man, if you're not feeling right, get feeling right. Nourish yourself properly, right? Get what you need. Put the right things in your body so it can perform.
And that's one of the biggest things we're doing in the community is before we launch it, I'm making sure all the articles are actual studies based on that. And then I also am going to try to help people who are in certain areas find, because it's crazy how many people that are in Nashville that have this right now and don't realize about the Vanderbilt Autonomic Clinic.
Yeah, that's right.
It's probably one of the best places in the nation that you could be.
Finding the right health plan can feel overwhelming, but it doesn't have to be. Backed by over 12 years of experience and more than 20 national and local awards, Team Hyder is here to help you navigate your options and choose a plan that fits your family's needs and your budget. So whether you're looking for individual coverage, family plans, or even Medicare options, Team Hyder brings expert guidance with heart. Visit teamhyder.com today to schedule your consultation and get the coverage that you deserve. Kristen, it's always great to have you.
Thank you, darling. It's been amazing.
Great to have you back. It's we love to see you come, hate to see you leave every single time. But congratulations on on everything that you're doing, the launch of POTSies, which is absolutely phenomenal.
Thank you. Hey, congratulations on you. I mean, that's awesome, dude.
Thank you very much. We're extremely proud. The team did it all.
I'm so glad you're good at this.
I just show up and have fun.
They do. They're so professional now.
They get it done, man. They get it done. They take charge. I love it. I love it. Well, folks, the founder and CEO of Unblurred Media, Kristen Kukta, and also the founder of POTSies, unblurredmedia.com, POTSies.co, on Instagram, @KKukta, @Unblurred Media, and @POTSies.co. Don't forget, POTSies.co, 20% off code with the Hitstreak, with the keyword Hitstreak right there. That ain't going to work on Amazon. You got to go to the website for that one right there, right? There you go. Well, Kristen, again, thank you so much. Your time is invaluable. And
thank you guys for having me. It's been a blast.
Just love it, man. Folks, thanks so much for tuning in to another episode of the Hitstreak. I'm your man, Nick Hyder. God bless.